So you got your first job. Good for you. But thanks to the 16th Amendment to the Constitution in 1913, with that job comes income taxes. And with taxes come forms and more forms. Boring, I know, but understanding these forms can make a huge difference in your financial journey. The first two you need to learn about are the W-4 and W-2 forms. A lot of boxes and a lot of words, but honestly, they're not that complicated. So stick with me as we walk through it on this episode of... At the beginning of every job, you'll need to complete a W-4 form, also called an Employee's Withholding Certificate. Your employer uses this information to withhold federal income tax from your paycheck and pay the government. Step 1 is easy. Fill out your personal information. Be sure your name matches the way it's written on your Social Security card. Next, select how your taxes will be filed. If you're still living at home, not married, or not the head of the household, select single or married filing separately.
I am so single.
Step 2 of the form applies to someone who has multiple jobs or has a working spouse. If that's not you yet, then you can skip it. Eventually, when it does apply to you, there are withholding estimator calculators online that can help you walk through the process. Step 3 applies to someone who has dependents, like a child or elderly parent they care for, or has other credits. Including these on your W-4 form decreases the amount of income tax withheld from your paycheck each pay period. If you don't have dependents or other credits, then you can skip this step too.
Did I mention that I'm single?
Yes, you did. Step 4 is also optional. It's for people who expect to owe money to the IRS at the end of the year. If that's not you, then you know the drill, skip it. After that, sign your John Hancock and date it in step 5. And just like that, you're done with your W-4. After that, you'll receive a W-2, also called a wage and tax statement, from your employer no later than January 31st of each year. This form reports your earnings to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, and you. You'll use this to prepare your income tax return for that year. Lucky for you, since you're just starting out, you don't need to know about every box. Let's just focus on what you need to know now. Box A through F are simple. They mainly just show name and address information about you and your employer. Box 1 is your taxable income from wages, salaries, tips, bonuses, and any other taxable compensation. This amount can be less than what you actually make if you contribute to things like a retirement plan or health savings account. But if you don't make those contributions, then Box 1 is the total amount you made during the previous year from that employer.
Wow, I made a lot of money last year.
Oh, nice. However, Box 2 is the total amount of federal income tax already withheld from your paychecks by your employer and paid to the government on your behalf throughout the year. This amount can change depending on your W-4. More on that later. Box 3 shows your earnings that are subject to Social Security tax. What Social Security, you may ask? That's another episode. But for now, unless you're making over $160,000 a year from this job, then all of your earnings are probably subject to Social Security tax. And this box will match Box 1. Box 4 is the total amount of Social Security taxes that were already withheld throughout the year. This should be 6.2% of the amount in Box 3.
Oh, come on.
Box 5 shows the earnings that are subject to Medicare tax, and Box 6 is the amount of Medicare taxes withheld throughout the year. This should be 1.45% of the amount in Box 5. On top of federal income taxes, some states also require state income tax, like California and New York. If your state is one of them, you'll see it listed in Box 15.
Looks like my state is one of them. Great.
Oh, that is rough. In that case, Box 16 will show you the earnings subject to state taxes, and Box 17 will show the state taxes already withheld throughout the year. Now all you have to do come tax season is use that information from your W-2 to file an income tax return and see if you've already paid too much, or if you still owe something to Uncle Sam. Getting a huge tax refund may seem like a reward, but it actually means you overpaid your taxes.
Huh?
You're getting back your own money after lending it to the government interest-free.
Oh.
A good goal would be to have enough money already withheld from your paycheck to cover the taxes you owe, but not so much that you get a large refund at the end of the year. If you find yourself getting too big of a refund or owing too much, revisit your W-4 and adjust your withholdings. You'll also need to do this as you get older, gain dependents, and start things like retirement accounts. Not too bad, right? The more you know about taxes and the forms that go along with them, the better you'll be at staying out of trouble with the IRS and on top of your money. Till next time.
Watch more at PragerUkids.com. And parents, don't forget to subscribe.